Hey guys, welcome back to the Photography Club podcast. It's been a while since it was just me on the podcast, so I'm so excited to be here. Some updates: I got back from photo camp, which was incredible, amazing. I led a senior styled shoot on the beach, which was so much fun, a little cap and gown, and it is busy season. Like, it's crazy when the summer hits and the wildflowers start coming out, the leaves turn green. I forget how busy I get in the summertime, especially with all the things with my model team. But today I'm really excited to talk to you about social media. I'm just going to kind of tell you my thoughts on social media currently. I'm actually going to give you the formula to a lot of my viral videos. And yeah, just talk some social media things and personal branding because I listened to a podcast episode on Make Your Break, Jai Long's podcast, about personal branding, and it was so inspiring. And it made me just want to share some of my own thoughts on the topic. And I realized I've never actually shared what I'm about to share on the podcast. So I'm excited for it. One thing that stood out to me from the podcast episode I listened to is that personal branding, I've always kind of wondered, like, what is personal branding? Like, I understand what it is on a basic level, but what is it on a deeper level? And basically, personal branding, a lot of people might think of it as like your social media account, like maybe what it is you do on your social media account, how many followers you have, how much engagement you have. And that's part of it. But what it really is it's this feeling and this idea that people get when they hear your name. So my hope is that when people hear Sue, they think of like motivational, inspiring photographer, obviously, self-development, creative, but also trustworthy, very family valued. I value kindness, being a giver. So all of those aspects play into your personal brand, but basically your personal brand, this is actually a direct quote from the podcast. I took notes because it was just so good. Your personal brand is, quote, the single greatest wealth building opportunity to exist in human history. And this is because when you build your personal brand, this is an asset you're building that will stay with you the rest of your life. And when your name holds this meaning, it gives you influence and power. Power, that sounds kind of funny. Not exactly how I meant it, but it's true. Like, you do have influence over people. You can make money easier. Opportunities come to you. I've noticed this just building a personal brand over the years on social media. I definitely can do way more things that I would normally not be able to do, because I have a little brand, a little like evidence basically of who I am and what I do. And I will say it takes years of showing up consistently to build a personal brand. I think that's something that holds a lot of people back. They think that they can just post a few videos and then expect it to kind of take off. I posted really for like 5 years, every single day consistently, before I actually started to notice a impact and a result from the things that I was doing. So it takes a lot of consistency, but it's absolutely worth it in the long run. You have to post today to help your future self. So, a little bit about my social media journey. I would say about 2 years into posting consistently on social media, I created a signature series, which signature series can be really powerful. This is basically what a lot of people get known for. It's something that's repeatable and recognizable. Like, maybe you will say the same thing at the beginning of your signature series or just be in the same location. And it's a lot easier to recognize, especially with how much content there is out on social media. So a signature series can be really powerful. One signature series that I love recently was Sarah Sweeten on Instagram, she really wanted to make social media more of a full-time thing, and so she created a brand wall where she put up on her wall in her bedroom all of these brands that she really wanted to work with, and she publicly put it out there, and so her signature series was just showing up talking about a new brand who reached out to her from her brand wall and just like taking everyone through the experience of that. And I feel like that's really what helped launch her social media journey. I think she's been doing social media for a long time, but that is what got her recognized by a lot of people is that signature series. So my signature series that I started back in 2022 was taking self-portraits once a month to build self-confidence. And I would do these self-portraits just like some creative fun theme every month, and they started performing really well. And it got to a point where anytime I made one of these videos, I knew it was going to perform well because I had created this blueprint, if you will, this formula for getting these viral videos. And I could just expect when something was going to perform really well. So I one day I made a video and I had a really good feeling about it. And so the night before I joined the TikTok creator program and I posted the video. And then I woke up in the morning to see if the video had made any money, and it had made $400 overnight after I posted it. I think it was at, I want to say almost a million views. And then after just 3 days, I took a look again and I had made $4,000 on one video in just 3 days. So, just like posting over time and learning these skills, it really did add up. And the thing about the signature series is, though, it will change and you have to find new things that work for you and new things that work for social media because that same signature series does not work anymore on social media. Like, it's a little bit old. People want some new ideas, some fresh ideas. And I mean, I think there's still a way it totally could work, or an idea like that could work with some kind of fresh spin or fresh turn on it. But one thing I will say about creating a signature series is I think the most powerful ones have a goal attached to the series. So, like, my goal wasn't just taking self portraits once a month, but it was to build self confidence. It was hitting on this pain point that a lot of people had. And a lot of people want to follow along on your journey with you. They want to see the progress and the transformation. And so, the girl I mentioned earlier, Sarah Sweden, hers was to grow her social media account. And so she's like, "This is my dream brand wall. I really wanna grow my social media account." I think it was I I don't remember. I feel like she wanted to hit 100K followers. I can't remember though, that could be wrong. But anyways, it made me invested in her and her journey and her story, and so if you are thinking about creating a signature series, think of something that would be repeatable. You could repeat the format and recognizable, think of ways to kinda stand out, and then also think of a goal in mind that you want to accomplish and take people along on that journey with you. I've done a few series, kind of signature series. I've done like the ugly location challenge, which I guess it had a little bit of a goal. The goal was more per photo shoot. Can I get good photos out of this ugly location? But I think an overall arching goal that the videos add up to is more powerful than that. The thing that I used to talk about for going viral and for getting a viral video, and this is like the bread and butter for social media, is to create a viral hook in the first part of your video. And I will say this is still really important. However, I think there's something that is now even more important than having a good hook. So I'm going to talk about that afterwards. But first, let's go over some things that actually make a good hook. And if you start implementing these into your content creation, into your videos, you can even implement these into carousel posts and pictures, your content is going to improve. So, you want to think about angles and storytellings, telling a story with your hook. You're kind of you're telling the viewer what perspective to watch this video with or to view your post with. You're giving them a little insight into it. And your hook, I would say about 80% of your time should be spent on thinking of a good hook if you want to go viral, because this is still a great way to go viral. And I took this course actually from One Peak Creative. They focus on social media as well, and I've taken a few courses from them, and they have a 5-second rule, which I love. What they say is that, say someone's watching your video for 5 seconds and then their phone dies, they should immediately want to go run and plug their phone in so that they can watch the rest of your video. So basically, with that hook, you're setting them up, planting this question in their mind, getting them wondering, like, okay, what's going to happen in this video? You've told them what the video is about within this first 5 seconds, and they need to stay to find out the end of this video. So, 5 things that I like to think about that go into creating a really good hook is going to be number 1, you have to spark the viewer's curiosity, so get them asking that question of what's going to happen next. Number 2, it has to hint to a payoff. What are they getting out of watching the video? I'm going to use like Reels or TikTok's short form video when I talk about this, but really these things can be applied to any type of content. So, what is the payoff? Why should they stick around? And then, does it connect emotionally? Have you hit on some kind of pain point? Or is it entertaining? And then does it balance specific with broad? So specific being the specific niche that you're in. So like for me and a lot of you listening, that would probably be photography. But is it broad enough that it's going to attract people who maybe aren't even interested in photography? Like someone who's not even a photographer. Is it a broad enough hook that it can draw them in and get them curious, wondering what's going to happen next, but still specific to your niche? And number 5 are just the aesthetics of the hook itself. Is the video itself visually appealing? Does it have text on screen for the hook? I always recommend putting text on screen. At least right now, that's huge for videos, and for hooks, you typically want it either at the top or in the middle. You don't usually want too much text down at the bottom because there's all the information there. And then is there like an audio hook at all? You usually want to have pretty good audio or people aren't going to stick around and watch it. So those are what goes into making a great hook. I'm going to break these down even a little bit more. So I want you to think for a minute. We're going to start with that curiosity one. Think for a minute about your favorite movie or book. Typically, we tend to like the books or movies that surprise us at the end, like that keep us guessing what's going to happen next, like that have a crazy twist or turn in it that you're always waiting to find out. Like, I don't know about you, but that's what I look for in my books. I'm like, okay, am I going to guess the ending of this? Are they going to surprise me somehow? I think that's so fun. So, you really want to create that curiosity. And you do that usually by creating a curiosity gap, and you do this by asking a question that will get them to stick around and find the answer to. So, one thing that I've used a lot in the past is like, why would you take senior photos in the studio? Or why would you take senior photos at the gas station? Just like asking this question, or I think I did for my mattress photo shoot that got a million views. It was like, why would you put a mattress in the middle of the road? That was my hook. And those videos tend to do typically pretty good. So that's one way you can create that curiosity. And I'm going to show you an example with this because I have a friend who posted a lot of lifestyle mom content. And for a while, I was helping her with her hooks and helping her to improve her videos. So she sent me one of her videos and I critiqued her hook for her, but her hook in the video was, "Let's strip my cloth diapers. Let's strip my cloth diapers." Okay, so if you're not a mom, you're probably not interested in a video about diapers. Or maybe you don't even know what cloth diapers are, which is another thing. If someone typically has no idea what you're talking about, or they're kinda confused, they'll most likely just scroll. There's a big difference between creating curiosity and creating confusion. You don't want too much confusion. You want more curiosity. So, the big point after watching her video, the big takeaway, the payoff, if you will, from her video was that she had washed these cloth diapers that she had for her baby in the washer, and afterwards they still smelled. So she made this video walking through and talking about how she washes her cloth diapers to get them to not smell. After watching that, I realized that is her hook right there. That is a big takeaway from the video and a big pain point that a lot of people have is washing a clothing item that still smells afterwards, or like pulling laundry out of the dryer, out of the washer, and it smells bad. A lot of people can relate to that, whether they're a mom or not, whether they have cloth diapers or not. So instead of let's strip my cloth diapers, I gave her a new hook of I washed these. Why do they still smell? So it's again going back to that curiosity, asking the question, why do they still smell? Some other questions pop up like, oh, why do they smell? What is she going to do to fix this smell? Or like feeling this pain point of, I've had something smell before too. I'm going to stick around and see what she does about it. So you can see how that creates more curiosity than just a type of come with me, like, let's do this. You want to think of some kind of question you can ask there. And then next, we're going to talk about hinting to a payoff. So, the payoff can typically be educational, entertaining, or motivating. So, if it were educational, you could say, like, how I pose clients, couples, seniors, whoever it is you take pictures of, how I pose people who feel awkward in front of the camera. So, someone who is watching this automatically knows what payoff they're going to get from your video. If they stick around, they're going to find out how you would pose someone, and they're probably going to relate to it because it mentioned that awkward aspect, and they're probably going to be like, oh, I'm also uncomfortable in front of the camera. And this is different than just like your typical posing video because it's relating specifically to awkward people or people who feel uncomfortable. So that's hinting to an educational payoff. An entertainment one could be like, you would never guess what happened at the senior session. So automatically it's hinting to this payoff of something unusual, something out of the normal happened at this session. And if I stick around and watch, then I will probably be entertained or again have like that shock, like that curiosity of, okay, what happened? So those are a couple ways to use the payoff to think about like what is someone going to get from watching your video and then actually give them that payoff. The third thing is that it connects emotionally. So, through relatable struggles, hinting on these pain points, like I mentioned before, feeling awkward is a huge way to go viral. It's just like focusing on these pain points and struggles. But you can also connect emotionally through excitement or mystery. So, a relatable struggle would be like, I got to the photo shoot and realized I didn't have my SD card. Here's what I did. So, like, I guarantee any photographer is gonna feel that pain when you say that, and then they're gonna wanna stick around and see what you did. But an excitement one could be like, we got kicked out of Walmart from this photo shoot. So that kinda hints on the excitement emotion for that one. And then going to balancing specific with broad. So, like I said, you have your specific niche of photography, but you also want it to be broad enough that anyone scrolling through who has no idea who you are, what your video is about, might be interested enough to stay and watch it. So, an example of a specific hook that doesn't work too well would be like, I'm just going to use two random names, Sam and Tyler's engagement session. They brought their dog. This is very specific to Sam and Tyler. Like, sorry to say, but probably only people who know Sam and Tyler are going to be interested in this video. And so an example of a hook that's more broad that might attract someone who doesn't know this couple, doesn't know you, would be something like, you would never guess what happened at Sam and Tyler's engagement session, or we did not expect this when they brought their dog, or something just like creating that curiosity again is going to make it more broad and make more people interested in it. Which, okay, moving on to the last thing, which is those aesthetics of it, visually aesthetic, which I actually pretty much already covered. You just want to make sure, I like to make sure the first clip of the reel has some kind of movement element in it, like either someone's walking towards my camera, the camera's moving, something movement to catch attention. And it's also visually appealing and clear and easy to see, which lately I've been struggling with this because I haven't been prioritizing getting good behind the scenes content, and that makes it so much harder to get a good video when you don't have good video footage. So keep it aesthetically appealing as well. That can make a huge difference, even just like the lighting you have. But now that you know the 5 aspects that go into creating a really good hook, you can use these next time you create a video. Stop and think, what is your hook? What is your payoff? What is your story angle? How can you craft a hook for this video that's going to attract more people? And that is the biggest key to getting viral videos. And now that you have all of these elements, you can use ChatGPT to help you as well. I know AI and like content, there's a lot of controversy. I still use ChatGPT sometimes, but use your better judgment always. Like if something sounds a little off or a little weird, don't use it, but it can be really good just for brainstorming some more ideas. And then I'll typically like combine my own idea with ChatGPT's, but I'll input all of these 5 tips that I just told you about. So the curiosity, the payoff, connecting emotionally, balancing broad with specific, and then being visually appealing. Put all of those into ChatGPT along with your video idea, whatever it is, and it will typically give you some pretty good hook ideas. And that is the format that I've used to get a lot of my viral videos. But now that you know what goes into getting a viral video, I'm going to actually go over what is more important than getting a viral video, and especially in the way social media is shifting right now with how much the amount of content that is being produced with AI and things like that. n- Typically, it takes a lot more than just a good hook, is what I'm feeling right now for the social media vibe, to get a piece of content that performs really well, because I think I feel like people kind of caught on to the hook angle. And so there's a lot of these more general hooks that used to work really well that don't so much anymore. Um, so yeah, the thing that is even more powerful than having a good hook is letting your personality come out in your videos, because that is the one thing that AI cannot copy or cannot duplicate. And building a community, because typically your most viral videos are not the ones that are going to get you booked and that are going to sell the stuff. So this is a hard truth that I had to learn. I spent a long time focusing on social media, and I got pretty good at getting these viral videos. I felt like I could get a video to get at least 100,000 views anytime I wanted to. But what I've learned is you shouldn't put all of your time and energy there. Like, yes, it's good to occasionally get that and put a little bit of energy there, but I found out that a lot of people knew who I was. Like, even in my specific town, when I would go out and do things, like I recently went and sat up at the Home and Garden show just to try it out. I set some prints out and stuff to do a little marketing thing to see if it helped getting new clients. And I had a lot of people stop by and say like, "Oh, I follow you on social media. I love your work. I love this and that." And even when I'm just out and about, I have people tell me that they love watching my content. And then one thing I did recently is I went to a few senior girls who I've worked with, and I went down their list of people who are following them just to get more involved in the senior high school girl area. That sounds a little bit stalkerish, but I'm not afraid to admit I did that, and I went to their pages, I liked their pictures, commented on a few of them just to get my name out there more. But the thing that I found when I did that is I would say like 99% of the pages I went on were already following me. And so I was like, okay, my problem is not awareness. Like, I'm pretty good at posting content, getting content out there, getting people to know who I am. All of these people know who I am. Why is nobody booking with me? So that's when I really took a step back and looked at my social media and my marketing strategy and realized, like, okay, all of these viral videos are great and they're fun and the likes and the comments are like intoxicating, like they're so much fun, but it's not actually helping me reach my business goals or booking me new clients. So it's really important to create these videos that focus more on just like who you are, your values, and community driven, getting people to know you on a deeper level, talking to the camera. Like, I've found that my talking to the camera videos don't do as well. I think there's definitely a way to get talking to the camera videos to go viral, but that's something I'm experimenting with. And it's a little bit hard because my engagement on social media is down more than it usually is because I'm not focusing on creating these viral videos. I'm focusing on right now experimenting and trying to let my personality come out in these videos because I've made a lot of educational content as well, like how to pose content, but I don't feel like I let my personality come out into these, and that can be scary. And honestly, like, I'll be so real, I don't even know if I know what my personality is for it to come out in these videos. Like, I don't know what it is that would separate me apart in these videos as far as personality wise, because like, what AI can't replicate. So I'm trying to let myself have fun with it and just experiment and see what happens. And I will say it's scary. Just a little mindset tip around social media that I've found for myself. The more followers that I get or the more videos I get to blow up, I find myself feeling more scared or anxious to post on social media because I feel like there's almost this expectation of now all of my videos have to perform well. And so if I suddenly get some that aren't performing well, I get in my head a lot and I'm like, okay, people don't like me anymore. I'm irrelevant. It's a little spiral downwards, but I've been pretty good at not placing my value there and not letting these things impact me anymore. And I'm trying to just have fun with social media. And honestly, right now, I'm starting over in my head on social media as if I have 0 followers and as if no one knows who I am, and so every piece of content I make, I'm kind of going at it with the same mindset I had when I was beginning and just trying to put content out every day just to learn and experiment and try new things. And it does not matter if it performs good or bad because I'm doing it to experiment and to build a community and almost create like this little journal of like a little diary of my business and my life that people can follow along with. And I'm trying to share more about me personally, my values, and my life outside of photography, which goes back to building a personal brand aspect because your personal brand doesn't have to be just your business. Like, that is you, your personal brand. And this is really powerful too because it's like if you build a good personal brand and you decide to change businesses, then people will love you for you and not just because you're a good photographer. So, I actually really want my personal brand to be more about inspiring people and motivating people because I've been doing so much self-development stuff and doing 75 hard. So, I'm trying to incorporate that into my social media and into my business. One thing that's been really helpful, I'm reading The Let Them Theory by Mel Robbins right now, and it is really good. And basically, it's helped me with my mindset for social media too, because it's like, "Oh, what if people are judging me?" And then it just says, "Just let them." Like, only control what you can control. Don't let other people's opinions or thoughts or actions or emotions impact you. Like, what if people are judging me? So what? Just let them. Like, it doesn't matter because you are working on yourself and working towards your own goals. And yeah, it basically just talks about how it does not matter what anyone else does, just focus on yourself. Last thing I'm going to touch on in this video are the 3 ways to make money with social media and being a content creator. So, the first way, I'm going to talk about the pros and cons of each of these as well. The first way I would say is through the social media platforms themselves. So, like Meta or TikTok or YouTube. And I would say this is at the bottom of the list. It is the least reliable, at least if you're more of a smaller creator. I don't know how it is for, I've heard like YouTube creators get, like, it's really good for them on YouTube if they have a big account and they've been doing it for a long time. But this is super unreliable because, like I said in the beginning of this episode, I did make $4,000 off of one video, but I I mean, okay, that's happened to me twice. I've probably made around $9,000 from TikTok, but that is over the 7 years that I've been doing it. Like, that big breakthrough has only happened a couple times, and it's not something that's reliable. So, I would say don't rely solely on the creator programs, but it definitely doesn't hurt to just sign up and just see what happens. The next way you can make money is by brands, working with brands, brand collaborations. So this would be if a brand wants to pay you to review their product or create some kind of video about their product. And this also goes with affiliate marketing as well. So this would be, say, like Sony gives you a discount code for their cameras that you can share with people, and then you make a little commission with that discount code. A lot of brands have affiliate marketing programs where you can make commission from their products selling it as well. Now, this is, I would say, a really good option for if you want to make money on social media and work with brands. And I've had a lot of fun working with brands, and a few of them do pay really well. I would say there's a lot who don't, but a few of these brands do pay really well. The only con really I have for this one is you don't want your page to feel too promotional. Like, you don't want to always be pushing products and promoting other things because people don't want to see that all the time. So I think it's really important to not take too many of these. The last and best way to make money on social media is by selling your own product or service. So that would be like promoting your own photography services or creating some kind of digital asset or digital course that you can sell online. And this is something I'm trying to work towards right now, is just like building my email list through social media. So you can use ManyChat, ManyChat, to collect people's emails on social media, and email lists are so powerful. And once you collect people's emails, you can then have another way to build trust with them and connect with them, and then eventually sell to them. So yeah, that's my little social media dump. I appreciate all of you so much for being here and listening and learning and growing your photography business with me, alongside me, as I share everything that I'm going through and learning from. And I look forward to our next episode.